It's campaigning as we speak is at its peak. Parties are trying to woo voters in the state. Prime Minister Modi will be addressing rallies in Kangra and Hamirpur today. Remember the BJP's big challenge? Anti-incumbency. The other big issue, as Pallavi was pointing towards, is clamour for the old pension scheme to return. OPS, as it's called. To bring you more in terms of what the OPS is, according to the OPS, an employee would draw 50% of the last salary they were drawing post-retirement. Now, that scheme was discontinued in the early 2000s because of the Atal Bihari Vajpayee government. The Congress has said that they will undo that. They're going to bring back the old scheme once again. That's why OPS is right on top of the priority cards. Former Chief Minister and senior BJP leader Prem Kumar Dhamal has said that the old OPS scheme, or the old pension scheme, was stopped by the Congress government. He's accused the party of misleading the people. That's the politics around this story. Now, we're going to move on in just a second. But first, the cabinet, chaired by Prime Minister Narendra Modi, had approved the constitutional amendment bill seeking to grant tribal status to the Hatti community in Himachal Pradesh. The community living near the Himachal-Uttarakhand border was fighting for the status for almost 50 years. Very quickly, we're going to bring you a ground report. After that, we'll connect with a colleague and talk about the old pension scheme and other election issues in just a few minutes. But first, take a look at this ground report.
So we have a few residents of Sunok village here. आप सबसे पहले आपसे शुरू करना चाहूंगा. सबसे पहले तो जो सरकार का ये फैसला है कि एसटी स्टेटस एक लंबे समय से आप लोग मांग कर रहे थे, आपकी प्रतिक्रिया क्या है इस पर? आप चाह रहे थे 55 सालों से, वो आपको मिल गया है, आपकी प्रतिक्रिया इस पर क्या है?
ये बहुत अच्छी बात है. जनजाति है, अगर हो जाता है, हो गया है हमारे लिए. 3 लाख के करीब हमारी जो जनता है, पहले एक रियासत थी हमारी 1967 के करीब में, तो डिवाइड हो गया हिमाचल और उत्तराखंड का जो विलय हुआ, तो उसमें जो हमारा था यहाँ का, एक भाई वहीं पे रह गया, एक इधर आ गया, तो उनको वो बेनिफिट मिल गया. और हमारा भी सेम वही कल्चर है, यहाँ पे भी वही कल्चर है. और जहां तक बात आती है जब इसका हमें जो फायदा होना है, हमारे पूरे जहां पे 3 लाख की जो कम्युनिटी, वहां से कोई डॉक्टर नहीं है. बड़े बड़े जैसे IIT की है, उसमें मतलब इतनी ज्यादा एजुकेशन नहीं कर सकते. बहुत हम सिर्फ इस पे ही निर्भर थे अपनी खेती बाड़ी पे. और खेती बाड़ी भी ऐसी है कि क्या बोलते हैं, हमें ऊपर वाले पे रहना पड़ता है. सिंचाई की कोई योजना ही नहीं है, ऊपर सिर्फ बारिशों की जो वो होती है. तो सब कुछ अगर हमें बेनिफिट मिल जाता है तो हम तो चलो हमारी लाइफ आगे चली गई है, लेकिन हमारे बच्चों के लिए बहुत इसका बेनिफिट मिलने वाला है. सड़कों की दुर्दशा आप लोगों ने देखी होगी कैसी है.
आपसे मैं पूछूं कि एक लंबे समय से आप लोग लड़ाई लड़ते आ रहे थे 55 साल से. अब आप जो है आने वाली जो जनरेशन है, बच्चे हैं, उनके लिए और किस तरह का आप गांव के लोगों में, हाटी कम्युनिटी के लोगों में किस तरह का जोश है, मतलब कैसा महसूस कर रहे हैं? वो इतनी लंबा स्ट्रगल आप लोगों ने किया, अब किस तरह का आप लोगों को महसूस होता है?
हमारे को बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है ये चीज. जब से ये हुआ अभी 2-3 महीने से पहले, तो हमारे को बहुत अच्छा हुआ है. आगे के बच्चों के लिए भी अच्छा होगा जब हो जाएगा ये, तो हम सब के लिए अच्छा ही होगा. जो गवर्नमेंट फैसिलिटी होगी वो फिर सबको मिलेगी, बच्चों को भी मिलेगी आगे. हम तो खैर अब क्या बुजुर्ग ही हो गए, पर आगे बच्चों के लिए तो मिलेगी. अगर हो कर देंगे, सरकार करेगी हमारे लिए तो.
My colleague Arun Dhanta, who you saw there interacting with residents in Himachal Pradesh, is with us live this morning. Arun, before we took our audiences over to your ground report, we were discussing the old pension scheme and how it has become one of the top poll issues in the state. Now, Arun, I want to understand from you, the new pension scheme introduced by the BJP government has been in place since 2003. We know that the Congress has said they're going to reverse this. But I want to understand from you, Arun, what has the BJP in the state said, particularly because it is an issue that seems to unite voters across both sides? Bring us more context.
Well, that's right, Toya, and why it is important to understand the importance of OPS. Himachal Pradesh has various issues before the polls, but this is the topmost issue. Why? Because the government employees in Himachal Pradesh is around 3.5, 4 lakhs. And if you take an entire family of a government servant, then 4 or 5, then in total it goes somewhere around 15 to 16 lakh. And outside the family, these government employees influence people as well. So this is a massive chunk of voters in Himachal Pradesh which are not happy with the state government. And we had seen those protests on the streets of Himachal Pradesh 2-3 months back. All of them had come on the streets demanding OPS back in the state. But at that point in time, BJP, spoke to them and told them that they will be forming a committee which will study the entire demand, and then accordingly decision will be taken. Now we had seen manifesto. In the manifesto of BJP, they have not spoken. They have not said anything about the OPS, which people were expecting. Perhaps they will talk about bringing OPS back in the manifesto. But there is nothing of that sort in that manifesto. Where on the other hand, Congress party has very prominently, in fact at the top, saying that if they are voted to power, the first priority for them will be bringing back the old pension scheme. So whether these government employees will buy that argument of the Congress party, or on the other hand, BJP, who has not spoken anything in their manifesto about OPS, their focus and their stand is that the committee has been formed, and once that report of committee will come, the further decision will be taken. Now, we know that Himachal Pradesh will go to polls on 12th of this month, and high-octane campaign, going on in the state. There are various other issues which are in the pipeline, and it seems to be a very, very tough contest between both BJP and the Congress party.
Arun, I want to understand from you, Himachal Pradesh has an employment rate of 9.2%. That's higher than the national average of 7.9%, quite a bit higher. I want to understand from you then, Arun, how is the BJP presenting a convincing argument that they can bring economic benefit to society in Himachal Pradesh, since they were the party in power over the last few years?
Well, this is going to be a big challenge for them. And that is perhaps the reason why we are seeing Prime Minister Modi visiting Himachal Pradesh back to back. Even today, as we speak, Prime Minister Modi is on his way to reach Himachal Pradesh. And whenever he's in Himachal Pradesh, whenever he addresses a gathering, he talks about the relationship which he has with Himachal Pradesh, the learnings which he has got from Himachal Pradesh. Remember, he was the General Secretary in charge of Himachal Pradesh in the late 90s before he became the Chief Minister of Gujarat. So he talks about those memories. And Prime Minister Modi has huge impact on the voters. And that is the last thing on which BJP is banking upon at this moment, because somehow they are realizing that there are few mistakes which they have committed. The people of the state perhaps are not happy with them. But the face of Prime Minister Modi, the aura of Prime Minister Modi, which they think will swing votes in their favor. So we'll have to see as it pans in on 12th, and then subsequently the results on 8th of December, that how and what happens.
Okay. Arun, thank you for those details. For our audiences, we